The morning light spills through the windows of my favourite cosy cafe, casting a golden glow over everything. The smell of freshly brewed coffee fills the air, and the quiet hum of conversations in the background makes it the perfect place to start the day. My best friend Kate and I are seated at our usual spot by the window. She's scrolling through her phone, preparing for a meeting she has later, and I'm sipping on my vanilla latte, already half lost in thought. Just as I'm about to speak up and ask her how her morning's been, the bell above the door jingles. And there he is, Dominic, my best friend's brother, the man who could ruin my mood faster than anyone else in this city. Arrogant, wealthy, with that cocky grin plastered on his face, like he owns the place. And right now, he certainly looks like he thinks he owns this cafe. His eyes scan the room, and as if on cue, they land on me. I swear he always has this way of looking at me like he's already figured me out. Like he knows something I don't, and I'm suddenly irritated, my heart giving a little unwanted lurch. I try to ignore it, but damn, it's hard to ignore the way he walks over to our table with that confident, almost predatory stride. "Morning, V," he says, his voice smooth with just a hint of smugness. "I see you're still hanging around the coffee shop pretending to be productive." I roll my eyes, not even bothering to look up from my cup. "And here I thought you might have stayed home today too. I don't know, be less annoying." I shoot back, my words sharp but playful. He chuckles, the sound like a dare. "I'm not the one wasting time here, am I?" "Technically you are," I retort, "but I guess that's a hobby for the rich and idle." His grin widens, that signature cocky glint dancing in his eyes. "I like how you make it sound like you're above it all, but I'm pretty sure we both know you'll be begging for a little taste of my world sooner or later." "Dream on, Dom." I cross my arms over my chest, doing my best to stay unimpressed. Kate raises an eyebrow at the back and forth, her fingers tapping on the table in a rhythm that suggests she's already used to our constant bickering. And then, of course, there's the usual Dom tease. He slides into the seat next to Kate with that charming ease of his. "What's going on, sis?" He leans in a little too casually, his eyes flicking back to me. Is V finally getting tired of her low-key existence? Kate grins, knowing I'm already irritated. "You know, V. She likes her peace and quiet, which, by the way, is exactly why I keep telling you to stop bothering her." I can practically hear the smirk in his voice when he says, "I'm just keeping her on her toes, someone has to." "Oh, you're doing a great job," I mutter, rolling my eyes. "Now, do you mind leaving? Some of us have important work to do." He leans back in his chair, looking far too comfortable for my liking. Sure, but you know," he says with that infuriating grin, "it wouldn't kill you to be a little less uptight." "Ugh, you're insufferable." I shoot back, my patience thinning. "Keep it up, sweetheart. You might just warm up to me eventually," he says, his tone teasing, but there's a flicker of something else there, something deeper. I blink, shaking off the thought it's nothing. As we all settle into our usual routine, the conversation shifts, and Kate leans closer to me. "Hey, V," she says, glancing around like she's about to share some deep family secret. "You won't believe what I heard last night." I raise an eyebrow, intrigued. "What?" Kate lowers her voice like she's afraid someone might overhear. "So there's this big family meeting happening tonight. My parents want to talk about some supernatural stuff. Some things we aren't exactly supposed to know about." Supernatural. I pause, my curiosity piqued. "Supernatural? What, like vampires and werewolves?" She shakes her head, a little unsure. "I don't know, but it's big. Like old family stuff, apparently. The kind of stuff that can't just stay in the family anymore." She shrugs, adding with a wry smile, "You know, the usual secret stuff." My brow furrows, my interest suddenly sparked. I can't help it. "And you're not going to tell me more?" Kate looks guilty, like she's breaking some unwritten rule just by mentioning it. I shouldn't even have said that much, but I don't know, it seems weird. "Definitely weird," I say, my mind already racing. Supernatural matters in our family. What was that even supposed to mean? Before I can get another word in, a sudden dizziness hits me, like I've been spun around too many times. I shake my head, trying to clear the fog, but my vision blurs and I grip the edge of the table to steady myself. "V, are you okay?" Kate's voice breaks through my foggy thoughts, full of concern. "You look pale." I blink, trying to shake the strange sensation, and take a deep breath. Yeah, just a little dizzy. Probably nothing. But deep down, something feels off. My heart beats faster, my senses prickling, as though something's stirring inside me. Something ancient. I try to brush it off, but the feeling lingers, heavy in my chest. Dominic's eyes are on me from across the room, his expression unreadable. He stands there watching me with an intensity that makes my skin crawl. There's a flicker of something in his eyes, something hidden behind that usual mask of arrogance, but it disappears as quickly as it came. For a moment, I almost feel like he's waiting for something, for me to say something, to do something, but I can't figure it out. I quickly look away, trying to shake off the uncomfortable feeling. I stand up abruptly, suddenly needing to leave. I'm fine, I say, my voice sounding unsteady even to me. I'll just head back to my apartment and rest. Kate gives me a concerned look, but I wave it off, offering a weak smile. I'm sure it's nothing, probably just exhaustion. But as I walk out of the cafe, I can't help but feel like something major is about to change. And for some reason, I know Dom has something to do with it. As I step onto the busy sidewalk, the breeze cooling my flushed skin, I push the thoughts away. My life is fine, everything's normal. Or at least it used to be. Little did I know, my world was already shifting, and soon enough, I wouldn't be able to turn back. Chapter 2. It's the middle of the night when it happens, when the change starts. The world outside my apartment is still silent, but inside me, it's anything but. I wake up suddenly, drenched in sweat. The sheets are tangled around me and my heart is racing. My body feels like it's on fire, burning from the inside out. Every inch of me is painfully hot, like I'm being consumed by an inferno I can't control. I gasp, struggling to take in enough air. My skin is prickling with a sensation I can't explain. My body is changing, shifting in ways I can't understand. It's like something is clawing inside me, urging me to let go, to embrace the heat that's flooding my veins. I sit up in a panic, trying to cool myself down by pulling at the collar of my shirt, but it doesn't help. The heat just gets worse and my breathing becomes shallow. What's happening to me? I whisper to myself. But there's no answer. I feel like I'm losing control, slipping into something I'm not ready for. I look around my dimly lit room, trying to make sense of what's going on, but my vision keeps blurring, everything spinning. My thoughts are racing, and all I can focus on is the fire inside me, burning brighter with each passing second. In my panic, I fumble for my phone on the nightstand. My fingers are shaky, my heart pounding, but somehow I manage to unlock it. I scroll through my contacts, but only one name stands out. Kate. She's always been there for me. She has to know what's going on. I hit the call button and wait, the ringing echoing in my ears. But it's not Kate's voice that answers, it's his. Hello? My heart skips a beat, and I feel the heat rise even more in my chest. It's Dominic, of course. Why is he the one picking up? Dominic? I ask, my voice unsteady. Where's Kate? She's out for the night. What's wrong? His voice is low, a little groggy, but there's an underlying tension in it, something I can't place. He sounds concerned. I don't know if I should tell him what's happening, but the fire inside me is unbearable. I don't know what's happening to me, I gasp. I'm burning up. My body. Something's wrong, Dom. I can hear him shift on the other end of the line, his breathing becoming heavier. V, calm down. I need you to breathe. I can't. I'm starting to panic now. I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's like something inside me is waking up. I don't know how to stop it. Dominic doesn't say anything for a long moment. There's a strange silence, and then he speaks, his voice tight. Listen to me, V. I need you to stay calm. This is something you need to face on your own, all right? I blink, his words not making sense in the haze of panic. What do you mean? Just breathe, V. Focus on your breathing, it'll pass, he says, his voice softer now, but there's a steel edge to it. You're stronger than you think. I want to scream at him to tell me what's really happening, but all I can do is sit there, clutching my phone as the fire inside me grows fiercer. I'm not sure if his words are helping, but for some reason, hearing his voice calms me just enough to not lose it entirely. Dominic, I don't know what's happening. I say again, my breath still shallow. I can't breathe and everything feels wrong. His voice lowers, something almost tender about it now. I know this is hard, but you have to hold on. It's happening now. Your wolf is waking up. The words hit me like a ton of bricks. My wolf? I can't wrap my mind around it. I know there's been talk of the supernatural, of things my family and Kate have mentioned, but hearing it from Dominic of all people feels surreal. What do you mean, my wolf? What's happening to me? I don't have the time to explain everything, he says, voice strained. But trust me, this is part of who you are. It's coming. It's time. His words hit me like a wave crashing over me, and for a split second everything feels clearer. The fire inside me, the heat, the feeling of something stirring deep within, it all clicks into place. It's not just a weird illness. It's something far bigger. The air feels thicker now, and as I grip the phone tighter, I feel the change inside me becoming even more intense, like it's pushing to break free. But I don't know how to control it. I hang up the phone and rush to the bathroom, my heart hammering. I have to see this, whatever it is that's happening to me. The mirror reflects my panicked expression, my skin flushed and glistening with sweat. But it's more than that. As I stand in front of the mirror, I feel the sudden pull of something powerful, deep in my chest. I blink, and my reflection starts to change. My eyes are glowing. A golden light flickers beneath the surface, like fire smouldering behind my irises. I gasp, stumbling backward, almost tripping over the bathroom rug. What the hell? I whisper to myself, my voice hoarse. The change is undeniable. It's happening. My wolf is awakening, and there's no turning back now. V, are you okay? Kate's voice suddenly calls from the living room, but I don't answer. I can't take my eyes off my reflection. The glow in my eyes fades for a second, but it's still there, lurking under the surface. What is this? What am I turning into? I take a shaky breath and back away from the mirror, trying to gather my thoughts. Just as I turn to leave the bathroom, I hear a knock at the door. My heart jumps into my throat. Who could be here at this hour? I make my way toward the door, but before I can reach the handle, I hear Dominic's voice calling out from the hallway. V, it's me, open up. What? I hesitate for a moment, my mind racing. What's he doing here? I open the door and there he is, standing in the hallway with a look of concern on his face. He doesn't come inside, he just stands there, watching me with those unreadable eyes. I open my mouth to ask him why he's here, but no words come out. The change in me is too overwhelming, and his presence, his very being, is a reminder of everything I'm feeling. Dominic's eyes scan me, like he's seeing something in me that I can't even comprehend. Are you all right? He asks quietly, his voice softer than I've ever heard it. I don't know. I breathe, feeling the weight of the moment press down on me. I think I'm changing. He nods, his gaze intense but distant. It's part of who you are, V. You'll understand soon enough. I open my mouth to respond, but the words are lost. The connection between us feels different now, more palpable, more charged. It's like something inside me has reached out to him, and though I'm scared, I can't stop myself from feeling it. Dominic doesn't step inside. He just watches me, his expression unreadable. And then, without another word, he turns, walking away, leaving me standing in the doorway, my heart racing and my mind swirling with confusion. I stand in the doorway, staring at his retreating figure. My heart is pounding in my chest, and my mind is a whirlwind of emotions I can't quite make sense of. But there's one thing I know for sure. The moment our eyes met, something inside me snapped into place. I feel it, the undeniable bond, the pull between us, but Dominic, he just walked away, without a word, without hesitation. It doesn't make sense. And yet, my wolf howls inside me, urging me to follow him, to reach for what we both know is ours. But I don't. Not yet. I close the door, locking it behind me, and lean against it, trying to catch my breath. Whatever's happening, whatever change is unfolding inside me, it's only just begun. And I don't know if I'm ready for it, but the world around me feels different now, as if in some way I've already started to unravel. Chapter 3. The tension in the air feels thick as I walk into the glass-walled office building. It's my first day as an intern, and honestly, I'm already second-guessing the whole thing. Not that it's a bad company, quite the opposite. But today just feels like one of those days where nothing will go right. I reach the reception desk, and the assistant looks up at me, eyes scanning the papers in front of her before offering a tight smile. "Can I help you?" "I'm here for the intern position," I reply, shifting nervously from foot to foot. Right, she says. She hands me a visitor pass. "Follow me. The team is expecting you." I nod, swallowing my nerves. As we walk down the long hallway, I glance at the sleek modern decor. It's impressive. But I'm too distracted by the unfamiliarity of the place and the feeling that something's about to go very wrong. We stop in front of a frosted glass door. The assistant knocks once before pushing it open. "They're ready for you." I step inside, my heart skipping a beat as I scan the room. My eyes lock on him before I even have a chance to react. Dominic, standing at the head of a conference table, looking every bit the arrogant CEO type that I've come to know and loathe. I freeze in place, my stomach flipping. I had no idea Dominic was working here, and why the hell is he in charge of this internship? "Vera," he says, his voice smooth, like he didn't just freeze my entire existence in place. "What are you doing here?" The next day, I walk into the cafe, trying to focus on anything but the ache in my chest. But as soon as I sit down, I see him. Dominic. He's standing at the counter talking to some guy I don't recognize. A stranger. But what really makes my stomach turn is the way the guy looks at me. His eyes full of interest. His body posture all too casual. He's flirting with me. I can see it in the way his lips curl. The way he leans just a little too close. I try not to let it bother me, but my heart lurches painfully in my chest. What is wrong with me? Why does it feel like something inside me is ready to explode? I see Dominic glance over, his gaze sharp and cold as it lands on me. His jaw clenches and I can see his eyes narrowing at the sight of the guy talking to me. I bite my lip, trying to ignore the rush of emotions crashing through me, but Dominic doesn't come over. He doesn't make a move to claim me, to stop this. Instead, he just stands there, his eyes hard, his expression unreadable. I can't take it anymore. I march over to where Dominic is standing, the weight of everything between us too heavy to ignore. "Why didn't you say anything?" I demand. "Why didn't you do anything?" He looks at me with that same cool, detached expression, but something flickers in his eyes, anger, jealousy. "I told you already," he snaps, voice tight. "You're not my mate. You're just someone I cross paths with." The words sting, cutting through me like a knife. "You're lying!" I shout, my voice cracking. "You can't pretend it didn't happen. You can't just walk away like that." Dominic stands up straighter, his fists clenched at his sides. "I didn't want any of this. You think I want to be here talking about something I don't believe in. I'm not your mate, Vera. I'm not." I feel my chest tighten, the tears threatening to spill over. "I hate you," I say, my voice barely above a whisper. "I hate that you make me feel this way. But most of all, I hate that you can't see what we have." With that, I turn and walk away, leaving him standing there, alone, as the weight of everything presses down on both of us. I walk out of the cafe, my heart racing, my head spinning with a mix of anger, confusion, and deep hurt. Behind me, I know Dominic is watching me. I can feel his gaze like a hot brand on my back. I don't turn around. I can't. I won't. But I can still feel the intensity of his eyes on me as I walk away. His fists are clenched, his expression torn between rage and regret, but I don't care. I can't care anymore. He's not my mate, and I'm not his. Chapter 4. The whispers start like a soft murmur in the background. At first I try to ignore them, convincing myself that it's just idle gossip, nothing more. But then, as the rumors grow louder, I can't deny it any longer. Dominic, my supposed mate, the man who walked away without a second glance. Apparently he's already bound to another woman. I hear it from one of the senior staff members at work. They don't even try to hide it, gossiping about his family, about a woman who's been by his side for months now. "She's beautiful," they say. "A perfect match for him." The words hit me like a slap, and a cold knot tightens in my chest. I don't know why it stings so badly. He's already made it clear that he doesn't want me. Why would it hurt to know that he's with someone else? Still, the news leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. I push it aside, but the feeling lingers. It gnaws at me all day, dragging me deeper into confusion. A week later, I attend a supernatural gathering, an exclusive event, a gathering of some of the most powerful families in the city. I was invited by Kate, who assured me it would be a great opportunity to network. But as I step into the grand ballroom, my gaze is immediately drawn to him. Dominic. And standing beside him, a stunning woman, taller than me with raven black hair cascading down her back, her posture regal, her presence commanding. She's the kind of woman who seems to have everything under control, from the way she holds herself to the way she looks at him. Like she knows exactly what she's doing. They're laughing together, close, a private world just between the two of them. And it's not just my imagination. The chemistry is palpable. There's something between them that's undeniable. Something that feels like a knife to the chest. I don't know why I came here. I don't know what I expected, but seeing them together is a punch to my gut. The fact that she's everything I'm not, confident, elegant, and apparently his, hits harder than I want to admit. My feet carry me closer before I can even stop myself. I need to see this. I need to know if it's real. As I watch them from across the room, it's clear that she's not just some casual acquaintance. She's someone important to him. He leans in to whisper something in her ear, and she laughs softly, the sound warm and intimate. I can't help but feel like an outsider, like I don't belong in their world. But then she notices me. Her eyes flicker over to where I'm standing and I immediately feel exposed, like she sees right through me. She stands a little straighter and her smile widens just slightly. Then, she does something that makes my blood run cold. Without warning, she steps forward, takes Dominic's face in both hands, and kisses him. Right in front of me. Like it's the most natural thing in the world. The kiss is long and possessive. My heart shatters, a jagged pain shooting through me. It's everything I didn't expect, everything I didn't want to see. And the worst part, Dominic doesn't pull away. His eyes flicker to me for a brief second, but he doesn't stop her. He doesn't push her away. Instead, he lets the kiss linger, his hands resting by his sides, his expression unreadable. The scene plays out in slow motion. My chest tightens, my breath becoming shallow as I watch them. The kiss feels like a betrayal, and I'm left standing there, my heart splintering in 1,000 pieces. I thought there was something between us, something real. But now, I see it for what it is. Nothing but a fleeting moment. And as the kiss deepens, my whole world feels like it's crashing down around me. When they finally break apart, she gives me a look, a smug, satisfied look, as though she knows exactly what this is doing to me. And Dominic? He doesn't even apologize. He doesn't even look sorry. He just stands there, the cold indifference in his eyes making me feel small and insignificant. He notices my displeasure, his gaze flickering to mine. But he doesn't stop the woman. He doesn't stop her. Why? What is it that makes him let this happen? I can't breathe. It's like there's a weight in my chest pulling me down. What is happening? What's wrong with me? After the kiss, the mystery woman finally pulls away and gives me a pointed glance before walking off to mingle with the other guests. Dominic watches her go, and for the briefest moment he looks conflicted, but then he looks at me, his eyes hard as though nothing happened. But everything happened. I want to confront him, I want to scream at him, demand answers. Why didn't he stop her? What does she mean to him? Why does it hurt so much? But he avoids my gaze. He won't even meet my eyes as I try to catch his attention. It's like I'm invisible to him. He's busy with her and the space between us feels like a chasm that I can't cross. I turn away, unable to take it anymore. I leave the room, my heart heavy with jealousy and confusion. The world around me feels like it's spinning out of control, and I don't know what to do with these emotions. They're too strong, too powerful for me to ignore. I walk out into the cool night air, trying to clear my head, but it's like everything inside me is too raw, too real. I thought I was over him. I thought I could move on, but seeing him with her has shattered that illusion completely. I can't understand why it hurts so much. Why do I feel like I'm suffocating? My wolf is crying out for him, demanding that I go back to him, to make sense of this. I regret everything. I regret letting myself feel something for him, because in the end, he'll never see me the way I wanted him to. I'm just Nothing. I'm just the girl who thought there was something real, something meant to be. Chapter 5. Moving on is supposed to be simple, right? At least that's what everyone tells you. But every time I try to put Dominic out of my mind, the pull becomes even stronger. I tell myself I'm done, that I'm not going to waste another second on someone who doesn't even care. But my wolf. She doesn't listen. She howls inside me, restless, demanding, always reaching for him. Every night, I can feel her tugging at my chest, longing for him, for the bond I thought we shared. It's maddening. I try to distract myself, keeping busy with work, with everything but the gnawing ache inside me. But the moments when my mind wanders, when I'm left alone with my thoughts, I can't help but think of him. The way his eyes meet mine like he sees right through me. The way his presence fills a space so completely that it feels like it's always been there, even when he's not around. It's torture. And every night my wolf's cries are louder. She's calling for him. And I can't ignore it anymore. The restaurant is dimly lit, romantic even, but it feels like the walls are closing in on me. I sit across from a guy I've been seeing casually. Nothing serious, just someone to fill the empty space. His name is Evan. He's sweet, funny, and not Dominic. I tell myself that it's fine, that I don't need Dominic, that I can move on. But as I look around the restaurant, my stomach drops when I see him. Dominic. He's standing near the bar, his back turned to me, but I know it's him. I recognize that presence even from across the room. I watch him for a moment, my heart lurching in my chest. He's not here for me, I know that. But as I watch him, I can't shake the feeling that he's watching me too. The worst part? He's alone. And he's been looking at me all night. I can see the way his eyes flicker to my table whenever he thinks I'm not paying attention. And now I can't stop looking at him. It's like a game of tug of war. My heart pulled in one direction, but my head screaming at me to look away. But I can't. I won't. I can feel it, the weight of his gaze on me. It's as if I can feel him moving through the space between us, even when he's standing across the room. My skin prickles with awareness and every nerve in my body is on fire. My body, my wolf, craves him. It's not just my heart anymore. It's everything. I want to get up and walk over to him. I want to feel the heat of his body against mine. To press my lips to his, to lose myself in that bond that refuses to let go. But I can't. Not after what he did. Not after he let that woman kiss him in front of me. After he turned his back on me so easily. Still, I can't fight the desire. It's there, crawling under my skin, whispering for me to go to him, to give in to the pull. But then the anger rises again. The rage, the love, and they fight for control. I want him, but I can't let myself need him. Not when he's been so cold. I glance at Evan, who's chatting away, oblivious to my internal struggle. He's trying to be nice, trying to make conversation, but all I can think about is Dominic. How he's standing there, how he's not leaving, how his eyes keep finding mine despite the distance. Dominic doesn't come over, but I can feel his eyes on me every second, like he's trying to will me into coming to him. It's maddening. But as the night drags on, I see it. The slight shift in his expression. The way his jaw tightens when another man speaks to me. When Evan reaches across the table and touches my hand. Dominic can't stand it. I see him turn sharply, pushing through the crowd and heading for the exit. He doesn't even look at me. He just walks out, his footsteps loud in the silence he leaves behind. I don't know what I expected, but it doesn't feel like victory. It feels like defeat. My heart pounds, my stomach twisting in knots, and I feel like a fool for even caring. But I do. Later that night, I lie in bed, tossing and turning as sleep eludes me. The room is dark, silent, but my mind is far from calm. Every time I close my eyes, I see him. Dominic, the way his eyes flickered to mine at the restaurant, the tension in the air that no one else could feel. And then it happens, the dreams. I'm standing in a forest alone, the moonlight filtering through the trees. The air smells earthy, alive. And then I see him, Dominic. His face is unreadable, his eyes dark with desire, but something is different. There's a heaviness in the air, like something ancient is watching us, like we're not alone. He steps toward me, and everything feels so real. I can feel the heat between us, the bond calling out to me. My body aches for him, craves him in a way I can't explain. But then the world shifts. Shadows move in the corner of my vision, something whispering in the distance. I can't hear it clearly, but I know it's something important. And then I wake up. I lie in bed, gasping for breath, my body covered in sweat. What was that? What does it mean? The bond is calling to me in my dreams, but there's something off. Something I don't understand. I want to ignore it, to pretend it's just a dream. But I can't. Not when everything inside me is screaming for answers. The next day I can't shake the feeling. I see him everywhere. His presence lingers in the corners of my mind. I try to focus on work, to keep busy, but it's like he's everywhere I look. Even in the quiet moments when I try to push him away, I can feel him, his presence, his energy, his damn pull. Later that night, I'm at a bar sitting alone, nursing a drink, trying to drown out my thoughts. The noise of the crowd buzzes around me, but it doesn't matter. I'm lost in my own world, my own mess of confusion and desire. My hands shake slightly and I clutch my drink tighter, trying to ignore the knot in my stomach. I look up and there he is, sitting at the bar, his elbows resting on the counter, a glass of whiskey in his hand. He's alone. Dominic. But this time he doesn't look at me. He's staring into his glass, his face a mask of frustration and... what? Regret. His hand trembles slightly as he brings the glass to his lips. What is he fighting? And why does it feel like he's fighting me? Chapter 6. It's a Monday and everything is supposed to be business as usual. I'm heading up to the office thinking of nothing more than the pile of work waiting for me on the other side of the elevator doors. But fate, or whatever twisted thing decides these things, has other plans. I step into the elevator, my mind already lost in the upcoming meeting. The doors close, and the usual hum of the elevator fills the silence, but then, nothing. The elevator jerks to a sudden halt, the lights flickering for a moment before they settle into darkness. My stomach drops. What the... I mutter, reaching for the emergency button. But before I can press it, the elevator starts rocking gently. I freeze, looking around. A soft thud from the other side of the elevator door. I glance up and that's when I see him. Dominic, of course. He's standing right next to me, his brows furrowed, eyes scanning the surroundings with a calculated coolness. I can almost hear him thinking about what's gone wrong. What happened? I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. The elevator's stuck, he answers, his tone clipped but somehow more guarded than usual. I exhale a little too loudly, annoyed by the inconvenience but also by the presence of the last person I want to be stuck with. Great, I mutter under my breath. He stands there tense, looking straight ahead as if refusing to acknowledge my presence. But something about the way his jaw is clenched, the way his shoulders are set, tells me there's more to it than just the malfunctioning elevator. The silence in the elevator becomes oppressive, thick with tension. But what really gets under my skin is the way my body reacts to his nearness. Every breath I take feels heavier than the last, like I can't get enough air into my lungs. The heat between us is almost suffocating, and I can't decide if it's the stuffy elevator air or something else entirely. Dominic doesn't move. He stands rigid, his eyes fixed on the elevator controls, his body language exuding control. But it's the tension in his fists that catches my attention. He's struggling with something, I can feel it. I glance sideways at him, trying to steady myself, but it doesn't work. Every inch of me feels like it's being drawn toward him, pulled by some invisible force I can't escape. My wolf stirs inside me, restless, alive, as if she's awakened from a deep sleep, screaming to be acknowledged, to be near him. But I can't let her out, not here, not now. Dominic shifts slightly, his movement sharp like he's trying to control something inside of him. My breath hitches. The tension between us is palpable, like a wire pulled too tight. We're both trapped in this small space, and the longer we stand here, the harder it becomes to ignore the pull between us. He's fighting it, I can tell. But what is it that he's fighting? Every second that passes feels like a lifetime. My body is betraying me, responding to him in ways I don't understand. Every time he moves, every time he shifts his weight, I feel it like an electric shock running through me. His shoulders stiffen even more, and I can see his jaw tightening, his eyes closing briefly like he's trying to block something out. I fight the urge to step closer, to close the space between us. My breath is shallow, each inhale too loud, too desperate. The air around us is thick with this strange, unbearable energy, and I feel like I can't breathe without him noticing. He looks at me then, his gaze flickering to my face, his eyes dark with something I can't quite place. There's a fire in him, a hunger that's barely contained. "You don't have to do this," he mutters under his breath, his voice low, rough with something I can't define. "What?" I ask, my voice shaking slightly. "Do what?" He doesn't answer, but I feel the air between us shift. The weight of it presses on my chest, making my heart beat faster, louder. The pull between us is undeniable now, impossible to ignore. His body is rigid, like he's fighting himself. I know that feeling. I know what it's like to want something so badly, to crave it, but also to be terrified of it. I can't stop the tremble in my hands. My wolf wants him so badly it hurts. But something is stopping him. Something inside him is holding him back, and I can't figure out what it is. The elevator jerks again, and I instinctively grab the rail beside me to steady myself. My hand brushes against Dominic's wrist and my breath catches. The contact is electric. A shiver runs down my spine and I feel it in every part of me. His body is like fire, and I can't fight it anymore. I glance up at him, and I see it. The shiver that runs through him too. He's trying to pull away, but it's too late. The bond is already waking up, crackling in the air between us. His eyes flash, and for a brief moment I see something raw, something desperate. He almost reaches for me, but then he stops, his fist clenching at his side, like he's holding himself back from doing something he can't afford to do. I don't understand it. I don't understand why he's resisting. The bond is calling to us, but he won't give in. I can't stand it any longer, the heat, the pull, the desire, it's too much. I step back, my heart racing, trying to put distance between us, trying to make sense of everything that's happening. "Why are you fighting this?" I ask, my voice a little too quiet, a little too vulnerable. "You know we belong together. Don't you feel it?" Dominic doesn't answer immediately. He just stares at me, his face torn. I see the battle waging inside him. The desire to reach for me is there, clear in his eyes, but so is the resistance. He wants to give in. I can feel it. But something is stopping him. What is it? Before I can ask again, the elevator lurches and the doors open with a soft chime. Dominic takes a step back, breaking the tension. "You should go," he says, his voice colder now, more controlled. The door opens and he steps out, avoiding my gaze as he moves toward the exit. I stood there for a moment, my body still trembling from the electricity that had passed between us. I want to go after him, to demand answers, but I can't. Instead, I walk out, my heart heavy, and for the first time I realize that the fight inside him isn't over. Something is holding him back. But what? I leave the building that evening, my mind a swirl of confusion and questions. Everything about today felt like a crack in the armor that Dominic wears, like I saw a glimpse of the man underneath, the man who is just as torn as I am. But he won't let me in. He won't let me have what we both need. I try to lose myself in the night, but even in the silence I can't shake the memory of his eyes. The fire in them, the struggle in his chest, he's fighting it, fighting me. I sit at the bar, a drink in my hand, my fingers trembling slightly. The bottle of whiskey in front of me is unopened, but I don't think I'm looking for alcohol. I'm looking for an escape. I glance over at the table where Dominic had been sitting earlier, and for the first time in a long while, I wonder what's going on inside his head. Chapter 7. I sit across from Kate, stirring my coffee absent-mindedly as I try to make sense of everything that's been happening. My mind is in a whirlpool of emotions, anger, confusion, frustration, but mostly it's filled with questions I don't have answers to. "I don't get it, Kate," I say, my voice quiet, almost unsure. My wolf keeps saying that Dominic is my mate. Everything points to it. The bond, the pull, even the dreams, but he keeps denying it. Why? Kate looks at me, her brows furrowed, tapping her fingers against her mug. "I don't know, V. It doesn't make sense, does it? There's clearly something going on, and he's not telling you. Something's off with him." As if on cue, a woman at the next table leans in, overhearing our conversation. She's older than us, maybe in her late 30s, with dark hair and sharp eyes that seem to see more than they should. I don't think I've ever seen her before, but she's watching us intently. "I couldn't help but overhear," she says softly, her voice low but unmistakably clear. "You're talking about Dominic, right? The one you say is your mate? I glance at Kate, who looks just as surprised as I feel. Yes. Why? The woman leans back, almost contemplative. You're both feeling it, aren't you? The pull, the connection. Yeah, but he keeps pushing me away, I say, frustration creeping into my voice. It's like he doesn't want anything to do with me, even though everything points to us being mates. The woman's eyes flicker with something I can't quite read. Maybe it's not entirely his fault. Kate and I exchange a confused glance. What do you mean? Kate asks, her voice skeptical. The woman lowers her voice, her tone more serious now. There are spells that can alter someone's will, make them believe things that aren't true, make them see things differently. Sometimes they don't even realize they're under it. I feel a chill creep up my spine and my heart skips a beat. Are you saying Dominic is under a spell? The woman doesn't say anything at first. She just watches me with a knowing look, her lips pressed into a tight line. Finally, she nods. That's what I'm hinting at. I suggest you dig a little deeper. Something isn't right. You'll figure it out. Before I can ask more, she stands and walks out of the cafe, leaving me and Kate staring after her in stunned silence. I try to brush it off, convince myself that the woman doesn't know what she's talking about. But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. What if Dominic's rejection of me isn't just him being cold and distant? What if it's something more? Something out of his control? But then I laugh at myself. Why would anyone want to put a spell on him? He's Dominic, a pompous, arrogant, infuriating loser of a man, but deep down I know it's not that simple. He's so much more than that. And the more I think about it, the more I want to believe it's true. Maybe he's been cursed or enchanted, anything to explain his behavior. If that's the case, maybe I can undo it. Maybe there's a chance for us after all. I push the thought aside. Stop it, Vera, I mutter under my breath. You're just getting your hopes up. But part of me deep down wants to believe it. I want to believe that if there's a way to break the spell, we can finally be together. But can I really trust him? Would he want me, even if he's been cursed? For the next several days, I can't stop thinking about it. I spend hours researching, digging into old legends, stories, anything I can find that might explain what's happening between Dominic and me. I ask Kate for advice, but she doesn't know much about magic, let alone spells that could control someone's will. I find myself at the library poring over books late at night, my mind running in circles. It's exhausting, but I can't stop. It's like something inside me is pushing me forward, telling me that there's a truth I need to uncover. As I'm scrolling through some ancient texts on witchcraft, I feel a presence behind me. I turn, startled. And there he is. Dominic. My heart skips a beat, and my mind blanks for a moment. What are you doing here? I ask, my voice a little too sharp. He's standing there, arms crossed, his expression unreadable. I should ask you the same thing. What are you researching? What are you trying to find? I frown, feeling the pressure of his gaze on me. Just some personal things, nothing you need to worry about. He steps closer, his eyes narrowing. Don't think for a second that I don't know what you're doing, V. I can feel it. You've been investigating me, asking questions, digging into my life. I bite my lip, trying to suppress the frustration bubbling up inside me. I'm not digging into your life, I'm just trying to understand what's going on, what's happening between us. His eyes flash with anger, and for a moment I see something in them, something darker. Stop. You're just wasting your time. I stand my ground. I'm not wasting my time, Dominic. I'm trying to figure out why you're pushing me away, why you're pretending we don't have a bond. He laughs bitterly, shaking his head. You're mistaken, Vera. There is no bond. There's nothing between us. I stand there, stunned, watching him as he turns to leave. But before he walks out of the library, I can't help myself. You're acting like you're being controlled, Dominic, like you don't even realize what's happening. He stops, his back still turned to me. I'm not controlled by anything, V. I've told you already. His words hit me like ice water, but I don't back down. Then why do you keep pushing me away? Why can't you admit what's real? He doesn't respond, but I can see the conflict in the way his shoulders are tense. the way his hands are clenched by his sides. Whatever's happening, it's not just in my head, Dominic, I say quietly. I'm not crazy. Without a word, he walks out, his silence heavier than any argument. Later that night, as I lie in bed, the quiet of the room is interrupted only by the sound of my restless thoughts. I see Dominic's face in my mind, his anger, his refusal to even acknowledge the bond between us. I'm so confused, so angry, and yet there's this undeniable part of me that still craves him. I dream again. This time the visions are stronger, more vivid. Dominic's face swims in and out of focus. There's something dark surrounding him, something I can't quite make out. A shadow? A spell? I see flashes. His face contorting in pain, his hands shaking, his eyes haunted by confusion. He's struggling, fighting against something. The bond between us is strong, but something is holding him back. When I wake up, my heart is racing, and the feeling of something ancient and powerful lingers in my chest. What does it mean? Dominic sits at a bar nursing a drink, his eyes dark and distant. I watch him from across the room, unable to look away. He's not looking at anyone, not talking to anyone. His fingers tremble as they wrap around the glass, his face drawn tight in thought. It's the first time I've seen him so vulnerable. What's happening to him? What is he struggling with? I don't know the answers, but part of me feels like I'm the one who needs to fix it, to make things right. But how? Chapter 8. The night is cold and the world around me seems distant. My heart feels heavy as I walk through the empty streets, my thoughts tangled in confusion and hurt. I can't shake the feeling that something is breaking inside me, something between Dominic and me, something that was real and now is slipping away. I pause near a street lamp, the glow of the light casting long shadows around me. And then, I feel him. Dominic. He's standing just a few feet away, his figure framed by the dim light, watching me with that same unreadable gaze that's haunted me for so long. I've tried to stay away from him, tried to protect my heart from the pain of his rejection. But when I look at him now, there's a new kind of agony in his eyes. Pain. Like he's been torn in two and I can feel it, the same ache that's been gnawing at me for weeks. You're still here, I say, my voice barely above a whisper. His gaze flickers to mine, and for a moment, we just stand there in silence. Neither of us knows what to say, but I can see it now, the torment in his eyes. It's a mirror of what's in my heart. I take a shaky breath, my hands trembling slightly as I stare at him. Do you even want me? The words are out before I can stop them. The question is raw, vulnerable, and I feel it cut through the air like a knife. Dominic doesn't immediately respond. His lips part as if he's going to say something, but the words don't come. Instead, he just stands there, his chest rising and falling with each breath, the tension between us palpable. I wait for an answer, for anything. But there's nothing. His silence is deafening, and as much as I hate to admit it, the longer he stays quiet, the more I feel my heart breaking. I can't do this anymore. I can't stand the uncertainty, the pain. Without thinking, I take a step forward, closing the distance between us. My heart is pounding in my chest, each beat a reminder of how much I need him, how much my body craves him. But I'm still not sure if he feels the same. Do you? I ask again, my voice shaking now. Do you even want me, Dominic? His body is rigid, his fists clenched at his sides, and I can see the fight in his eyes. He's torn. I can see it, his mind screaming at him to stay away, but his body betrays him. He doesn't answer. But I see it. The way his eyes soften, the flicker of desire that flashes across his face before he forces it down. He wants me. I can see it in the way his body reacts to me, the way he's standing there fighting himself. I can't stop myself now. The pull between us is too strong, too real. My breath hitches as I step even closer, my hand reaching out on its own accord. I place it on his chest, feeling the heat of his skin beneath the fabric of his shirt. His heart is racing. I can feel it beneath my palm, beating wildly in time with my own. Dominic stiffens at the contact, his body going rigid as if he's trying to hold back a force he can't control. His eyes dart to mine, filled with an intense mixture of confusion and longing. Vera, he murmurs, his voice hoarse, almost pained. You don't know what you're asking. But I do. I know exactly what I'm asking. And I can't hold back anymore. I push harder, my hand pressing against his chest, feeling the beat of his heart quicken. I can see him struggle, his jaw clenched, his body tense as he tries to push me away. But I won't let him. I don't care, I whisper, my voice thick with emotion. I want you. I need you. The air around us thickens, charged with an energy neither of us can deny. It's electric, intense. The moment is too much and I can feel it pulling at me, urging me forward. I need him. I want him. I step even closer, my face inches from his, my breath mingling with his. Kiss me, I beg, my voice trembling with desire. Please, Dominic, kiss me. I need to feel you. He hesitates, his eyes flickering to mine, full of conflict. I can't, he whispers, his voice breaking. You don't understand. I feel my heart shatter at his words, but I don't back down. Yes, you can, please. Tears fill my eyes, the desperation in my chest taking over. I can't take this anymore, Dominic. I can't keep pretending that I don't feel what we have. And then I beg him, my voice desperate, please, kiss me. And just like that, the dam breaks, he pulls me in. His lips crash against mine in a kiss that's everything. Everything I've been craving, everything I've been missing. His mouth moves against mine with fierce intensity. The passion, the hunger, the years of wanting, finally released in that one kiss. It's more than just a kiss. It's a promise. It's everything we've both been fighting against. The moment is too much, too overwhelming. My body is on fire, every nerve alive with the touch of him, the press of his body against mine. But then, something shifts. His grip tightens around me, and for a split second it feels like the world stops. Like everything. His heart, my heart, the bond between us snaps, and then pain. A searing, intense headache rips through him. I see Dominic stumble, his hand clutching his head. What's happening? I ask, panic rising in my chest as I reach out to him. Dominic's eyes are wide, filled with confusion and pain. He staggers, his hand flying to his head, and then he screams, his voice torn with agony. The air around us feels thick with a strange energy, like something is breaking. His expression twists in pain, and I watch, helpless, as the illusion cracks. Vera, he gasps, his voice hoarse. What just happened? But neither of us has an answer. I watch as the pieces of his world fall apart, the fake bond we thought was real snapping like a fragile thread. And then, silence. Chapter 9. The world around Dominic spins wildly, disorienting him as he pulls away from me. His breath comes in sharp, uneven gasps, like he's drowning in something too big to escape. His hands shake as they drop to his sides, and his eyes dart around the room unfocused, as if he's seeing things that aren't there. What the hell was that? He mutters, more to himself than to me. His voice is ragged, strained, and it cuts through the thick, suffocating silence that lingers in the wake of our kiss. His eyes snap to mine, wide with panic and confusion. For a moment he looks like a man lost, a stranger in his own skin. What did you do to me, Vera? He says, his words breathless, filled with disbelief. And then his expression shifts, like something's triggering a memory, something buried deep in his mind. His eyes narrow as he stares at me, a flicker of recognition flashing across his features. But it's fleeting. Something, someone, keeps slipping just beyond his grasp. A face, a figure, a woman, a witch. But it's all too blurry, too vague. He can't pin it down. And that realization sends a shudder through him. He staggers backward, gripping the edge of the table to steady himself, his face pale and drawn. Witches, he breathes, his voice almost a whisper. What is happening to me? I watch him, heart aching, but I don't have any answers for him. What's happening to us? I can't take it anymore. My heart is pounding, my emotions swirling like a storm, and I feel like I'm about to explode. He's standing there, his eyes still wild, but I see the confusion in them, I see the guilt and the regret, and I hate it. I should have never kissed you, I hiss, my voice sharp and raw with anger. You don't want me, Dominic. You never did. I raise my hand before he can say anything, and before I know it, my palm connects with his cheek. The slap echoes in the room louder than I expected. His head jerks back, and for a moment we both stand frozen, breathing heavily. But then I don't wait for him to respond. I turn on my heel and storm out, slamming the door behind me, the sound reverberating in my ears. His words echo in my mind. I'm not controlled, but how can he say that after everything? I thought I meant something to him, but now I'm just another mistake. I'm just another ghost in his past. Someone he'll never acknowledge. I wipe the tears that threaten to fall as I hurry down the stairs, my heart breaking with every step. Dominic stands there, his hand still pressed to his cheek, the sting of my slap burning more than he expected. His lips tingle where mine had been, and his mind is reeling. Everything is a blur, a haze of confusion and longing. He touches his lips again, his fingers trembling. The kiss, the bond, the way she felt in his arms. But something's wrong. Something doesn't make sense. His breath catches in his throat. The memories, the feelings that were locked away inside him are crashing through him all at once. He recalls flashes, fragments of conversations, faces and images of witches, but it all slips through his fingers like sand. The woman's face. Who is she? Why does he feel like he should know her? And why? Why does everything about Vera feel so familiar? Dominic drives, the city lights blurring past him as his mind races. He doesn't even know where he's going, but he finds himself outside her apartment, the woman he was once bound to. The door creaks open and he steps inside without knocking. The woman is sitting on the couch, her back straight, her expression unreadable. Dominic, she says, her voice soft but commanding. I knew you'd come. He stands there for a moment staring at her, and then he shakes his head. You're not my mate, he mutters, the words strange on his tongue. She looks up at him with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. I never was, Dominic, but I had to make you believe it. You weren't ready for what was coming. Dominic frowns. I don't understand. What did you do to me? Why does it feel like I'm waking up from something fake? The woman stands, walking over to him with slow, deliberate steps. I did what was necessary to protect you, to protect us. But the spell is unraveling now. That bond you feel with Vera, it's real, and it's not something I can control anymore. Dominic takes a step back, his body rejecting her presence. He can feel the repulsion, the distance between them that he couldn't feel before. He doesn't know what to believe anymore. I don't know how this all started, but I know one thing, he says, his voice tight with emotion. You're not my mate, and I don't want this, whatever this is. I need to find the truth. Meanwhile, Vera is trying to escape the thoughts that keep circling in her mind. She buries herself in work, using it as a distraction from everything that happened, from him. She throws herself into her projects, her deadlines, her meetings, anything to keep her mind off Dominic. But it's impossible. The pain still lingers. The memories of that kiss. The way his lips felt against hers. The way his body had responded to hers. The way it felt like they were the only two people in the world for those few seconds. But no matter how much she works, no matter how much she distracts herself, the truth doesn't go away. He doesn't want her, he never did. She slams the stack of papers onto her desk, frustrated. I should have never let myself feel anything for him, she mutters under her breath. He doesn't deserve me. But deep down, she knows she's lying to herself. Dominic sits in his penthouse, the city lights sparkling outside the window, but he doesn't see them. His mind is consumed with everything that's happened. Vera, the kiss, the bond, the pain in her eyes, and the memory of her running away, leaving him standing there confused and broken. He can't get her out of his head. He can't stop thinking about her, about the way his body reacted to her. It's driving him mad. He's torn between the woman who had bound him to her with a spell and the one who makes him feel like he's finally waking up. But why? Why is everything so hard? Why can't he just let go? He stares out at the city, his hands shaking as they rest on the back of the chair. His mind won't let him rest. His heart won't let him go. And deep down, he knows. He has to figure out the truth. He has to find out what's real. But right now, he's just lost. Chapter 10. Dominic steps into the cafe and his gaze immediately lands on her. Vera. She's sitting across from another man, laughing, her eyes sparkling with something he can't quite place. She looks beautiful, the way her hair falls around her shoulders. The way she smiles. Carefree, easy. The man sitting across from her seems to be enjoying the moment too, leaning in a little too close, his hand resting on the table just an inch away from hers. Dominic feels it, the burning, gnawing fury that claws at his chest like a wild animal. His wolf howls inside him, furious, demanding to be acknowledged. The jealousy rises like a tidal wave, and he grits his teeth, trying to control it, trying to breathe through the surge of possessiveness that grips him. But it doesn't stop, it never stops. The jealousy, the anger, it consumes him as he watches them, and something inside him snaps. He should walk away. He should turn around and leave. But he can't. He can't take his eyes off her, off the way she looks at this man like she's forgotten about him, like she's moving on. He's drowning in it. The tension is unbearable. Dominic's hands are clenched into fists at his sides as he strides toward their table. He's trying to appear calm, cool as if nothing is wrong, but inside he's seething. When he reaches them, he clears his throat, his voice smooth as he says, "Well, well, well, what do we have here?" Vera looks up, her eyes widening slightly as she meets his gaze. She doesn't move immediately, but the tension in her shoulders tells him everything he needs to know. She's surprised, confused, maybe even a little irritated. "Oh, look who it is," she says, her tone dry, but there's an edge to it. "Dominic, what a coincidence." He smirks, ignoring the sharpness in her voice. "Yeah, didn't expect to find you here, but I'm glad I did." His eyes flick to the man across from her, and his smile becomes more pointed. "Nice to meet you. I'm Dominic. I didn't realize you were on a date with someone interesting." The man looks up at him, his expression blank but cautious. Dominic can practically feel the tension between them, and it only makes his jealousy worse. He's still standing there, cool and smug, pretending like this isn't bothering him, but his wolf is losing it, clawing at him, demanding he do something, anything, to stake his claim. Vera tries to act unaffected, but he can see through her. He watches her carefully as she adjusts in her seat, trying to act like she doesn't care, but her breathing is shallow, and there's a hint of panic in her eyes, though she tries to mask it with annoyance. Her pulse is quickening. He can feel it, and his own heart starts racing too, matching the rhythm of hers. The desire to reach for her, to pull her into his arms and remind her who she belongs to, is almost too much to handle. Her body language speaks volumes. She's trying to act unaffected, but she's not fooling him. She still feels it, just like he does. "Dominic," she says, her voice tight with forced indifference. "You don't get to do this." Her words sting, but they only fan the flames inside him. The wolf inside him growls in response. This man, this stranger, is touching her, sitting next to her, pretending to have some kind of claim on her. He won't stand for it. As if to push his buttons even more, the man reaches across the table, his fingers brushing against Vera's hand. It's like a switch flips inside Dominic. His grip on his drink tightens, and with a sharp snap, the glass shatters in his hand. Vera's eyes widen, and she glances at him in alarm. She sees the fury in his eyes, the jealousy that's impossible to hide. The man across from her doesn't seem to notice the tension mounting in the air, but Vera does. She feels it too. She's still trying to keep it together, but Dominic can see it. She's uncomfortable. She's not used to this, she's not used to him caring, and for a second he wants to laugh. He wants to tell her just how much he cares. But the only thing that comes out of his mouth is, "You shouldn't be with him." Without thinking, Vera stands up abruptly, brushing past the man with barely a glance in his direction. She walks toward the back of the cafe, and Dominic follows, his steps heavier now, fueled by that burning possessiveness. She pulls him aside, away from prying eyes. "You don't get to be jealous, Dominic," she says, her voice strained but filled with an edge of defiance. "You walked away from me, you rejected me. Don't come here and try to act like you care now." He doesn't want to admit it, but it's the truth. He's the one who walked away. He's the one who rejected her, pushed her away. But hearing her say it like that, hearing the pain in her voice, it cuts deeper than anything he's ever felt. His hands are shaking with the effort to control himself. "I don't need you to tell me how to feel," he snaps, his voice a little harsher than he intended. "I'm not the one pretending nothing's happening. You don't get to act like you care when you've spent weeks pretending I don't exist," she shouts, her voice cracking with emotion. She takes a breath, trying to steady herself, but it's clear she's just as conflicted as he is. Dominic steps closer to her, his eyes dark, filled with something he doesn't want to acknowledge. His wolf is roaring inside him now, demanding he claim her, demand that she feel what he's feeling, that she understand what's been happening between them all along. His voice drops low. Dangerous. "You're mine," he growls. The words slipping from his mouth without his control. He's not sure where the words come from, but they feel like a declaration, like a promise. "You're mine, Vera, and nothing is going to change that." He leans in, his lips barely brushing her ear, his breath warm against her skin. The tension is thick between them, almost unbearable. He can't stop it. He can't stop himself from claiming her, from making her feel it, even if she doesn't want to. The bond is real and the jealousy is too strong to ignore. "You're mine," he repeats, his voice dark and possessive. Even though the fake bond was broken, even though he's not sure how it all fits together, his desire for her is undeniable, and in that moment he knows it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's real and what's not. What matters is her. Chapter 11. It's late when there's a knock on my door. I glance at the clock, almost midnight. I wasn't expecting anyone, certainly not Dominic. But when I open the door, there he is, standing in the hallway, swaying slightly. His usually sharp, confident gaze is clouded, and his face is flushed, the signs of too much whiskey evident in the way his movements are uncoordinated. "Dominic?" I say, my voice cautious but filled with a mixture of confusion and concern. "What are you doing here?" He doesn't respond right away, just stands there, his hand gripping the doorframe like it's the only thing keeping him upright. His eyes meet mine, but they're unfocused, desperate, like he's been searching for something and has no idea what it is. "I don't know," he mumbles, his voice slurred. I need to talk to you, V." I can't tell if it's the alcohol talking or if it's something else, but I see something in his eyes. Something raw, something vulnerable. It makes my heart skip a beat, despite everything. "I don't know what I'm feeling," he says, his hands running through his hair in frustration. "I don't know why I keep thinking about you. I don't know why everything's so damn hard. You shouldn't matter to me, but you do, and I can't stop it." I feel my chest tighten at his words. He's admitting something deeper than just the surface-level rejection he's shown. But it doesn't explain everything. Not yet. Despite the anger that still simmers inside me, I find myself stepping aside to let him in. He's clearly not in his right mind, and I don't know what he needs, whether it's closure or a chance to finally get it right. But I can't send him away when he's this vulnerable. He walks into my living room, his steps unsteady, and collapses onto the couch, his head falling into his hands. I stand there watching him. His shoulders are tense, his breathing uneven. "You're really a mess, you know that," I say quietly, trying to hide the softness creeping into my voice. But he doesn't respond. He just stares at the floor, the weight of whatever he's carrying pressing him down. I move to sit next to him, watching as he shifts uncomfortably on the couch. My heart aches, but I don't know what to do. What can I do when he's been the one to push me away for so long? Dominic suddenly shifts closer, his face a breath away from mine. The air between us thickens, charged with something neither of us can ignore. His hand shakes as it reaches up to gently rest against my cheek, his touch soft, hesitant. "I don't know how to stop this, V," he whispers, his voice ragged. "How do I stop you from going on another date? How do I stop you from being with anyone else?" His words hit me harder than I expect, and I close my eyes for a moment, trying to fight the emotions threatening to overwhelm me. He's so close now that I can feel the heat from his body, the intensity of his gaze, and it's impossible to ignore. But everything inside me is screaming not to give in. "You already made it clear that you don't want me," I say, pulling back slightly, though my heart aches at the words. "You've shown me over and over that I'm not what you want. Why now?" His face twists in pain, and for a second I see it. The regret, the guilt. It's written all over his face, but I can't forgive him. Not yet. Not after everything. "I was wrong," he says, his voice quiet but firm. "I was an idiot. I pushed you away because I was scared, but I'm not scared anymore, V. I don't want anyone else, I want you. I stand up, my heart aching as I move away from him. No, I say, shaking my head. You can't just decide you want me now, Dominic. You don't get to walk in here all broken and confused and think that everything is just going to go back to the way it was. He reaches out for me, his fingers brushing the air where I just was. But I step back, the distance between us growing. You made it clear that I wasn't enough for you, I say, my voice trembling with the weight of everything I've been holding back. You didn't want me, Dominic, and I can't keep doing this. My throat tightens and I look away, blinking back the tears that threaten to fall. I can't keep letting you hurt me. Dominic watches me, his expression one of frustration and regret. He doesn't move, doesn't say anything for a long while, and in that silence I feel the distance between us grow even wider. I hear the door close quietly behind him, the sound so final that it shakes me to my core. He's left, but the weight of the moment lingers. The space he's left behind is too cold, too empty, and the silence is suffocating. He's gone. And I'm left here heartbroken and confused. I thought we could fix it. I thought he'd finally see us, but maybe I was wrong. I pick up my phone, ready to reach out to Kate, but I stop. She's my best friend, but she's also his sister. Talking to her about this feels like a betrayal to him, and I don't know what to say. I don't know where to begin. So I lie back on my bed, staring at the ceiling, my heart heavy with the weight of everything we've been through. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is where it ends, but deep down I'm not sure I'm ready to let go. Chapter 12. I can't shake the feeling that something is off. It's like pieces of the puzzle are missing, and no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to put them together. But the more I think about it, the more I notice the strange gaps in Dominic's memory. Things he should remember, things we've shared. But he doesn't. The other day, he looked at me with confusion when I mentioned something about our past. His eyes narrowed like he didn't recognize what I was talking about. It wasn't the usual indifference, it was genuine confusion, as though something had erased the memories. The more I think about it, the more certain I am that something is wrong. No one forgets that kind of thing. No one forgets someone like me, like us. I keep pushing it down, telling myself it's just his denial, that he's just trying to avoid the bond, trying to keep his distance. But deep down I know that's not it. It's something more, something darker. I can't keep ignoring it. I have to know the truth. I need answers, and I can't keep wandering in the dark, hoping that everything will magically fix itself. So I do what I've been avoiding. I reach out to the woman who warned me before, the witch. I find her at a small shop, hidden away in the quieter part of the city. She's standing at the counter, her eyes knowing, as though she's been waiting for me. Vera, she says, as I step inside. I knew you'd come. I don't waste time with pleasantries. I need your help, I say, my voice tight with urgency. Dominic, I think he's been cursed or under some kind of spell. Something isn't right. He's forgetting things and I don't know what's happening. The witch studies me for a long moment before nodding slowly. You've sensed it too, haven't you? The bond, the confusion, the lies. I nod, relieved that she understands. Please, I say, my voice barely above a whisper. Help me, help him. The witch steps closer, her fingers brushing against my arm. I'll do what I can, but you must be prepared. This won't be easy. The witch sets up a small altar in the center of the room, lighting candles and arranging crystals around her. The air is thick with the scent of incense, and a sense of power lingers in the space. She murmurs something under her breath, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light as she holds her hands out toward the altar. The room seems to hum with energy as she begins the spell, her voice growing louder, stronger. I'll show you the truth, Vera. The truth that he can't see. The truth that's been hidden from both of you. The air crackles around us, and I feel a sharp, cold sensation sweep through me. Suddenly, images flash in front of my eyes, fragments of memories I don't recognize, things Dominic has been through, things that shouldn't be there. And then it's like the veil lifts. A rush of images floods my mind. Dominic, standing in front of a dark, shadowed figure. He's in pain, his face contorted in confusion and anger. The figure speaks, but the words are garbled, like they're being distorted by some invisible force. But then I see it. A woman, the fake mate, and everything makes sense. Dominic's memories, the way he's been acting. None of it was real. He's been under an illusion this whole time, a spell that's kept him bound to her, kept him from seeing the truth. I gasp as the vision fades, my heart racing. It's true, he's been under a spell. All of it was because of her. The witch nods grimly. Yes, but now you have to decide what to do with the truth. That night, Dominic lies in his bed, tossing and turning as his dreams begin to take shape. In the dream, it's Vera. He's standing in a field of flowers and she's there. Her face lit by the moonlight, her smile warm and inviting. But then it changes. Her face morphs, twisting, her eyes cold and distant. He feels a sudden repulsion, like everything he's ever known is slipping away. The world around him shifts, turning into shadows. He reaches for her, but his body recoils. The connection, the bond, they're gone. Instead, all he feels is emptiness, like something important has been torn away. He wakes up gasping, his body drenched in sweat, his heart pounding in his chest. His mind races, replaying the images, the kiss, the bond, the confusion. What's happening to him? Dominic can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. He's been to the apartment of the woman he thought he was bound to, but it doesn't feel right anymore. She's standing in front of him now, her hands gently caressing his cheek as she smiles that smile, sweet, soft, but somehow false. But this time, he doesn't feel the bond. He doesn't feel anything. He pulls away, his heart racing as he stares at her. "What did you do to me?" he demands, his voice hoarse with disbelief. She looks at him with a calm, unreadable gaze. "It's over, Dominic," she says softly. "You've broken free. The bond isn't real anymore." Dominic stares at her, his chest tight with confusion. "But I thought you were my mate," he murmurs, his mind reeling. The woman sighs, her eyes sad. "I never was. But I had to make you believe it. Now it's time to face the truth." Dominic sits at the edge of his penthouse, staring out over the city. His mind is a storm, questions swirling around him faster than he can keep up. The kiss, the bond, the woman, Vera. None of it makes sense anymore. Everything he thought was real is now a lie. The memories, the feelings, the connection. It's all shattered. What was real? What wasn't? He can't stop thinking about Vera. Her eyes, her touch, the way she makes him feel like he's finally coming alive. But the woman who had him bound to her, what did she do to him? He rubs his hair, feeling the weight of everything crashing down around him. "I need answers," he whispers to the empty room, his voice thick with frustration and confusion. But even as the words leave his lips, he knows one thing for sure. He needs her, Vera. And no matter how hard he tries to ignore it, the pull toward her is stronger than ever. Chapter 13. Dominic stands in the middle of his apartment, staring blankly at the floor. The room is eerily quiet and his mind is a chaotic mess of fragments, flashes of memories that don't make sense, faces that he can't quite place, feelings that he can't quite explain. He's trying to remember. He's trying so hard to recall the first moment he ever met her, the woman who he thought was his mate, the one he was bound to, the one who for so long was the center of his world. But it's gone. The memory slips through his fingers like water, a void where there should be something, anything. He remembers her face, but the details are hazy, like it's a dream fading as soon as he wakes up. He remembers the way she looked at him, but not the words they shared. He clenches his fists in frustration. "Why can't I remember?" he mutters to himself, pacing back and forth. His mind is a labyrinth, and he's trapped inside it. Everything about his life has been turned upside down since that kiss, since Vera. "Damn it!" he growls, rubbing his hair, trying to make sense of it all, but nothing is coming together, and the more he thinks about it, the worse the confusion gets. The pull toward Vera, the way she makes him feel, makes his heart race, but he doesn't know why. Why is everything so clear with her, but everything else feels like it's disappearing? Vera watches from a distance. She's been keeping her distance from Dominic since the night of their kiss, but it's hard, harder than she expected. The way he's been unraveling, the way his confusion grows with every passing day. It's clear that something's off. but she's not sure what to do with it. Her heart aches as she watches him from across the room at a gathering. He's standing there, eyes darting around, looking lost like he doesn't belong. He's been this way for days now, his once confident demeanor shattered, his gaze distant. And it's tearing her apart. The man she once thought was arrogant, cold, and indifferent is now showing signs of weakness, of uncertainty. She doesn't know how to help him, but it's clear to her now that he's more than just a man fighting his feelings. There's something bigger at play here. Something neither of them understands. Vera takes a deep breath and turns away, not wanting him to see the emotions written on her face. She's angry, frustrated. But she's also scared. Scared that they're both trapped in something they can't escape. Dominic catches her gaze from across the room. She's watching him, her eyes fixed on him with an intensity that's impossible to ignore. The moment their eyes meet, his heart skips a beat and he feels it, the pull. It's like an invisible thread tugging at him, demanding he move toward her. But something's different. He notices the longing in her gaze, the vulnerability she's trying to hide. Her lips are parted slightly, as if she's about to say something, but then she quickly looks away, a wall falling back into place. He can't stop himself from walking toward her. Every step feels like it's pulling him closer to something inevitable. But as he gets closer, the confusion hits him again. His mind is a storm of mixed signals. What's real? What's fake? His hand shakes as he reaches out to touch her arm, but just as he does, she pulls away, her expression hardening. He doesn't understand. Not yet. But he feels it. The connection. The undeniable need to be close to her. Dominic is so close to her now, his breath shallow, his pulse quickening. He leans in, drawn to her like a magnet, his lips so close to hers that he can feel the heat of her skin, taste the air between them. He wants to kiss her again, to claim her the way he's been dying to since the moment they met, but his body betrays him. His hands tremble, his head pounding with the force of the emotions crashing inside him. He can't, he won't, let himself do it. No, he whispers, pulling away suddenly, gripping his head as if trying to silence the voices in his mind. I can't. I don't understand. Vera watches him, her expression torn between frustration and concern. Dominic, you can't keep doing this, she says, her voice quiet but firm. You can't keep pulling me in and then pushing me away. I need answers. I don't have them, he says, his voice raw with desperation. I don't know what's real anymore. Vera shakes her head, the anger rising inside her again. She takes a step back, crossing her arms tightly over her chest. You're still resisting. After everything, you're still fighting it, she says, her voice filled with exasperation. I'm not resisting, Vera, he says quickly, his eyes wide with intensity. I can't explain it. I don't know how to stop this, how to stop wanting you, but I have to understand what's happening to me before I do anything. I can't keep pretending like everything is fine when my head's a mess. She takes a step forward, but it's not toward him. It's away, she's had enough. You already made it clear you don't want me, she says, her voice thick with emotion. I'm done. Dominic's heart sinks at her words, his chest tightening as the weight of her rejection settles over him. I can't fix it if I don't understand it, he says, but it's too late. She's already pulling away, turning her back on him, and for the first time he feels it, truly feels it, the loss, the weight of what he's about to lose. Vera walks away, her steps steady but heavy, like every part of her is breaking with each move she makes. Dominic watches her, his heart aching with regret. He doesn't know how to fix this, how to make it right, but something inside him tells him that if he doesn't figure it out soon, he'll lose her for good. She's gone, and he's left standing there, empty and tormented, his mind racing with unanswered questions. What's happening to him? What happened to them? And why does it feel like something is slipping away that he can't control? His body betrays him again. He wants to run after her to make things right, but his feet stay rooted to the ground. He's not ready. Not yet. And that thought, that painful truth stabs at him harder than anything else. Chapter 14. I've made up my mind. The decision is final this time. No more wondering, no more holding on to something that was never meant to be. It's time for me to let go. I've tried to fight it, tried to convince myself that Dominic would come around, that the bond would pull him back to me. But the truth is, he's never been ready. And I can't keep waiting for someone who doesn't want me. I accept a date invitation from someone else, someone who's been showing interest for a while. His name is Eli and he's kind. He listens when I talk. He laughs at my jokes. He makes me feel like I'm worth something, like I'm not just some broken, forgotten piece of a puzzle. We meet at a quiet bistro downtown, and I try to focus on the conversation, on Eli, on what's in front of me. But as much as I try to be present, there's a part of me that's still looking for him. Dominic. I want to be mad at him for what he's put me through, for how he's pushed me aside time and time again. But when I look at him or when I feel him close, the anger fades, and the longing rises, but not tonight. Tonight I choose to move on. The night is going well. Eli is charming, and I find myself laughing at his stories. He makes me forget the ache in my chest, the lingering thoughts of Dominic. But as I laugh, I feel it, the familiar weight on my shoulders. I glance up from my plate, and there he is, Dominic. He's standing at the far end, watching me, his eyes locked onto mine. His expression is unreadable, but there's something in the way his gaze lingers on me. Something possessive, something fierce. His jaw clenches as he watches me laugh with Eli, and I can practically feel the fury radiating from him. And then it hits me. He's jealous. He's jealous. I try to ignore the sudden emotions that flood through me. But it's impossible. Every nerve in my body is on fire. I look away, pretending not to notice, but I can't shake the feeling of his eyes on me, the pressure building with every second that passes. I try to focus on Eli, but I can't. All I can think about is Dominic and the storm that's brewing between us. The dinner wraps up and Eli walks me to my car, but before I can get in, I feel it. Dominic. He's standing behind me a few feet away, and his presence is overwhelming. My pulse quickens as I turn around to face him. Dominic, I say, my voice a mixture of frustration and confusion. What are you doing here? His eyes are burning with intensity. He's breathing heavily like he's been holding something in, something he can't keep back any longer. You can't just walk away from me, he says, his voice low and filled with a kind of desperation that makes my chest tighten. I won't let you. Not like this. I cross my arms, trying to hold on to whatever sense of control I have left. Why do you care now, Dominic? After everything, why should I care what you think? He steps closer, his presence dominating the space between us. His eyes are fixed on mine, burning with an intensity that I can't escape. Why are you doing this? He demands, his voice sharp, almost accusing. Why are you pretending like you can just move on, like I don't matter to you, like this? He gestures between us. Doesn't matter. I feel the weight of his words, the depth of his confusion, and a part of me wants to reach out to him to tell him that I feel the same way. But I can't. I can't keep letting him drag me around in circles. You don't want me, Dominic, I whisper, my voice trembling with a mix of pain and resolve. You never have. So why should I keep holding on to something that isn't real? I can't keep doing this. I can't keep hurting myself for you. His expression falters, and for a moment I see it, the hurt in his eyes, the ache in his chest. But before I can say anything more, he steps forward, his hand reaching out toward me. He looks like he's going to touch me, like he's going to pull me into him and make everything better, but he doesn't. He stops himself, his fingers twitching with frustration. Vera, he says, his voice breaking. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know how to fix this, but I'm not ready to lose you. I look at him, my heart aching, but I know what I have to do. Maybe it's too late for you to figure it out, I say softly. Maybe it's too late for us. I turn away from him, feeling the tears welling up in my eyes. I don't want to leave him like this, but I have to. For my own sanity, for my own heart. As I walk away, Dominic doesn't stop me. He doesn't grab my arm, doesn't beg me to stay. And that's when I know. It's over. I keep walking, each step feeling heavier than the last. And even though I can feel his gaze on my back, burning into me, I don't look back. It's over. And as I get in my car, the tears finally fall. The weight of everything, of the love, the loss, the pain, crashes down on me. For the first time, I feel like I've let go. And somehow it hurts more than anything else ever could.